channel today we have the books that's coming out for February 2024. So we've got loads to go through. Obviously last time I just read a few little paragraphs, maybe just a paragraph to say something about it, and that's it, and whether I might get the book or not. If you see stuff behind my shelf, yeah, that's just normal. Anyway, let's go. So the first book that, this is not going to be all the books as well, by the way, so look, in January as well, I didn't read all the books, well, didn't know if all the books are coming out, so just leave a comment down below if I've missed any books that's coming out for this month, for February, of course. So, first book is, we have These Deadly Prophecies by Andrea Tang. A teenager sorcerer's apprentice has solved her boss's murder in order to prove her innocence in this twisty, magic-infused murder mystery. Perfect fans of Knives Out and The Inheritance Tapes. So I've never read both those books, but it's one of the books that I want to get for February as well. It sounds amazing and it sounds good. So next up we have is The Clarion Call by Clarion Fay. So Never faces her vengeful cousin, the leader of the legions of hell, forcing her to decide whether her loyalty truly lies in this thrilling sequel to Ravensong that's Buffy and the Vampire Slayer meets Celtic mythology. So I have not read the first book of this at all. I think it's the first book, sorry. I haven't searched this one up. It does not really call to me at all, so we'll not be getting the book. Continuing down, we have Relit, a 16 Antiques remix of classic stories by various authors. So these 16 stories by award-winning and bestsellers throughout the fantasy, science fiction, and with a magic of dash of magic. And anything fans of a Phoenix verse must burn and reclaim the stars. Next up, we have The Cursed Rose by Leslie Vedder. So that is one of my books that I will be getting for February because that is the book I have the two books here, and obviously that comes out on the 7th, I believe. So when I get paid in February, I'll be getting that to my box. So yes, I'll be getting this book. I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to spoil myself because it's the third book. Next up, we have Bless the Blood by Wala Nahanda. I do apologise if I say these names wrong. So I'm not the perfect picture for pronouncing words properly. No one can. I don't think anyone's that perfect to read perfect names. This is a debut collection of poetries and essays that follows the healing journey of a black cancer patient who faces medical racism of being diagnosed with leukemia in their early 20s. Wow. Now anyone who even has any of this, then you're going strong. You work your way to you do things that you want to do. Trust me. Next up we have is ASAP by Axie O. So the only book I have by this author is actually The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, because that was amazing. So this is ASAP is much anticipated companion novel to the beloved romance XOXO, following fans' favourite story, the wealthy daughter of a K-pop company owner, and Nathaniel, her K-pop star ex-boyfriend, in this swoon-worthy second chance love story. So I do like reading, well, I've never actually read any K-pop kind of books yet. I just don't know what I would feel about it. So we see. Next up we have Even If It Breaks Your Heart by Erin Han. So a heart-buckling ride of a romance of beloved author Erin Han about two teens finding out that sometimes the hardest part of discovering what you want is getting the courage to pursue it. I wish I had the courage to pursue what I want to do. Next up we have Out of Body by Nia Davenport. This is a high-stakes powerfully YA thriller with a body swap twist throughout, exploring our themes and friendship and identity, being perfect for fans of Tiffany J. Jackson. So I believe I have read a book by Tiffany, I just can't remember. Yikes. Next up we have is Daniel Deconstructed by James Ramo. This is a nerdy high schooler learns to embrace his main character energy in this witty and heart-healing ode to movie tropes, meet cutie and the LGBTQ plus love. If you're reading any of these books, comment down below what you think. Should I actually read them? Give me some ideas. So at the moment I've mystery and smut and romance. It's something I've gone for at the moment. Oh, any sporty romance for Aaron as well. Okay, so next up we have the Abyssine Underground by Jamie Paxton. Moulin Rouge means Holly Black in a thrilling Suffolk friends to lovers romantasy. Ooh, I love Moulin Rouge. Oh, I love that movie. And I have read Holly Black's books as well. Ooh, okay. Questions? I'll have to check on that one. Next up we have No Time Like Now by Naz Katab. A teen finds himself in a race against time where he learns he's given away more years than he has left to live in this thought-provoking, spell-reactive romp. What? Okay, I've gone Jai. Next one we have I Hope This Doesn't Find You by Anne Ling. So snarky and romantic, I hope this doesn't find you is a never have I ever meets to all the boys if Lyra wrote emails, hate emails, instead of love letters, but one day she sends them. That's it. Then we have Skater Boy by Anthony Novanda. So this is a contemporary romance, puts a gay spin on Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy song. So it's perfect fans for Sonia Ray, Abby Corinne and Phil Stamper. Cool. Next up we have is How the Bogeyman Became a Poet by Tony Keith. Poet, writer and a hip-hop educator, Tony Keith marks his powerful with a debut with a powerful YA memoir in verse. Tracing his journey from being a closet gay black teen battling profit, racism and homophobic to becoming an openly gay first-generation college student who finds freedom in poetry. Huh. Okay. Intrigued. And I hear scratching the door. One second. Okay, so next up we have a book called Infinity Alchemist by Casey Callender. Infinity Alchemist is a spellbinding novel about a quest that leads three young alchemists towards unexpected love and an imaginable power with their signature powers, and unbreathable cavity. Oh, that says a bit too quick. Next up we have is All These Twists of Glory by Tapan Maffei. So this is the third novel in the Woven Kingdom series. So it's full of explosive magic, Syrian romance and heartbreaking betrayal. So if you like Shatter Me series and fans of Leah Bardo, Sabatiba and Tommy, I'm saying these names so wrong. So I have not read the first book of this at all. I think the first book was actually in a Lumicrate, which I'm really tempted to get one Lumicrate because I've never got a Lumicrate before. I've got Owlcrate before, that was good, but now the only subscription box I'm getting now is Verilyn. So the next book is I Have Dead Girls Don't Say Sorry by Abby Alco. So what does it mean when your best friend is dead and your instincts is a relief? So stunning immense debut about a toxic friendship, grease, romance and a new beginnings. What does she look? It does Abby Alco, but on the outer cover it says Alex Brittany. Okay. So next up we have Bright Red Fruit by Safi El-Hilo. So this is a unflinch, honest novel in verse about a teenager's journey into slam poetry scenes and the first love that could threaten all her dreams. This is an author of Home is Not a Country. Next up we have Pengu's Shadow by Karen Bell. Just after midnight lunar time at a biological laboratory in the Pengu star system, a fire interrupts an accidental revival Venyan and I was filled with science conspiracies. I'm going to interrupt again. Okay, so next up we have is Heartless Hunter by Christine Saravili. So in this aftermath of revolution, witches have been diminished from rulers outcast. They are now hunted due to their waning magic. So Rune is young socialite moonlights as a mysterious crimson moth. Sounds good. This Day Changes Everything by Edward Underhill. So Dash and Lily meets Ferris Bueller's Day Off in Edward's Underhill's new Wellwood rom-com about two queer teens who spend one life-changing day together in New York City. Next up is we have The Eternal Ones by Nana Fawn. So I have read the book by her already, but for some reason the second book, I think the ending of the first book, I didn't know what to say about it, but you know. So in the dazzling final to the groundbreaking New York Times bestseller Gilded One series, one girl holds the power to defeat the gods, and can she become one? Next up we have is Dead Things Are Closer Than They Appear by Robin Wesley. So a painful average teen's life is unhindered by a magical apocalypse in this darkly atmospheric and sweetly romantic novel, perfect for fans by the Raven Boys, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and the rest of us just lives here. So I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Next up we have is The Fox Maidens by Robin Hann. So for the best-selling award-winning creator of The Almost American Girl comes to an epic new graphic novel fantasy, a queer feminist reimagining of a fox maiden legend by Korean mythology. I love anything mythology, but because I could not find any of the books from this author, I was like, there must be something else that this author brings. I couldn't find anything else, so this is on my maybe list. So next up we have With a Little Luck by Marissa Myers. So after being magically gifted with incredible luck, a boy discovers this gift just may be a curse when it comes to love in this new novel by the New York Times. Interesting. Then next up we have A Sarcophagus Guide to the Antarctic by Yu Xinla. I'm sorry if I've said that name wrong. A teen's fight for savage turns into one of her survivals when her crew on Antarctic expensive ship gets stuck in the ice in this historical novel told in journey entries, perfect for fans of Gary Paulson and The Downstairs. So interesting in journal entries. I do like stuff like that. So again, when Vampire dies, like, you know, when she writes in a little diary first. Next up we have Black Girl, You Are the Atlas by Renee Watson and Yuka Holmes. So award-winning author and poet Renee Watson looks back at her childhood and urges readers to look forward to the future with love and understanding and celebration in their fully illustrated poetry collection. Amazing. Next up is Call Me Iggy by George Agori and Raphael Rosado. So after bumping into Marcel and her coffee at school, Iggy's world is spun around, but Marcel is too much going on to bother with the likes of Iggy. So next up we have Bund, The Modern Art of Financial Aids by Noxozi Yukazu. So Mollybury's version of college is not the perfect picture piece of art she's always envisioned, but one day a PICA Molly discovers that through some horrible twist of fate, and her full ride of scholarship has vanished. Oh no. Then we have Freshman Year by Sarah Mai. So this is and a novel about the unique angst and humour of self-doubt and universal experience of going away to college and promising debut talent. So everyone gets a fresh start. Next up we have My Big Fat Dainty Wedding by various YA authors. Drama, food, fashion, more drama, more food. Can you say any more? No. Next up we have The Boyfriend Wish by Swazi Terry Halley. A charming romantic comedy about a South Indian American a girl who makes a wish upon a flower for her perfect boyfriend, and then a new boy moves in right next door with a love triangle, prank wars, and a sizzling sweet romance. Okay, that sounds really good. And I might have to add that to my list. Yeah, I think I have to add that to my list. That sounds amazing. Next up we have This Is How You Fall in Love by Aniki Hashinen. So Zora and Eden are just friends, always have been and always will be, even if they have to pretend to be good boyfriend and girlfriend. Then we have The Voice of the Wretched by Cressida Grant. There's literally nothing to say about this, it just says there's a book coming out for this. Okay. Next up we have A Tempest of Tea by Hasfin Faisal. I feel like I was with Parker tongue then. So this is of the author who did We Hunt the Flame, comes into the first book of a hotly anticipated new fantasy trilogy about an orphan girl who and her crew gets tangled in with the heist of vampires. I should have got the book box. Dang it. Next up we have For the Stolen Fates by Gwen Clare. So in this pumping sci-fi sequel into the City of Time to have people have to work together to prevent the cataclysm that will soon break the laws of physics and render Earth inhabited. Next up we have the Diablos Cursed by Gab Cold Never. So this is from the second book of the Wicked Bargains. So this six are hired to defeat a curse designed to kill about a teen demon who wants to be a human and a boy to curse to die young and murderous island destined to bury them both. So next time we have The Bad Ones by Melissa Albert. New York Times bestseller author Melissa Albert's returns with The Bad Ones, a supernatural horror novel about four mysterious dissidents, a town haunted by a sinister magical history. That sounds really good. Next up we have Disciples of the Chaos by M.L. Lobb. I did read the first book of this book and I did not enjoy it. So Ross and Damien are to tackle the ongoing war between Ombrasia and Redchat while coming head to head with the destruction that will come with the seventh sense of chaos. Doesn't really intrigue me at all. Next up we have The Condition of Heart by Bethany Mangle. For the fans of Talia Hibbert and Lynn Painter comes a funny and unflinching horror story about a teen who must come to terms about a teen who must come to terms with her disability and what it means for her identity to offer her love of life and her future. Then we have We Got the Beat by Jenna Miller. Jordan Elliott is a fat, nerdy and lesbian and the first junior to be named editor-in-chief of the school newspaper. Okay, the last part hasn't happened yet. But well, it's positive thinking of God from Jordan this far. Always positive think, guys. Do not get yourself down at the grumps. Okay, no. Next up we have The Someday Daughter by Ellen O'Clover. Andrew St. Ven has grown up in the shadow of someone who doesn't actually exist. Before she was born, her mother Camilla St. Ven wrote the best-selling book of letters to my someday daughter to guide her self-love that would advise treating yourself like you would or would your own hypothetical future daughter. Next up we have is The Daughter of the Bone Forest by Jasmine Skye. This is one of the books I will be getting. Two girls with unknown fate bound by fate must weather a dangerous courtship as a prophecy wars grows ever closer in Jasmine Skye high-stake queer novelty dark fantasy debut of Daughter of the Bone Forest. Sounds amazing. That's all I want. Then next up we have is Where the Dark Stand Stills by Annie Pornick. Sorry. So raised in a small village near the Spiritwood, Linska Roadster knows that magic is monstrous and its practitioners monsters. Next up we have is Tender Beasts by Lindsay Sansbury. So I'm actually going to be getting... Oh no, that is the first book by this author as well. After her private school is rocked by a gruesome murder, a teen tries to find the real killer and clear her brother's name in this psychology thriller. Perfect fans of The Taken of the Jakes Livingston and Ace of Spades. Then we have is Fate Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. I did have the books, but after that I did not want to read them anymore. So the final installment in this new book, Realm Breaker series, pits good against evil with the Fate of Realms, featuring more of the breathless actions, deadly twists, and amazing cast of characters that have made the series perfect. Okay, The Prisoner of Thrones by Holly Pack. So Holly Pack has got another book coming out. Okay, so this is the next book of the duology of Stolen Hair. So after the shocking events of the Stolen Hair, Prince Oak is in deeper trouble than ever before. As his situation grows more precarious, Oak is desperate to find a way before all the hellfire is caught to the upcoming storm. Next up we have is Hope Ablaze by Sarah Ogell Rana. She lost her words but found her voice. That's all I'm going to say about that one. My Throat and Open Grave by Tori Belova. In the small town of Winston, Pennsylvania, they fear the Lord of the Wood almost as much as they fear God. So according to legend, the ghost of the wood steals the babies of their town if they're left unattended. But this legend has come to scare local kids until Leah Jones' brother disappears. Next up we have Illusions of Fire by Nisha Sharma. So unlike most of her classmates, Lila Bansal doesn't roll out of bed and head to school. Instead, she wakes up early, trains hand-to-hand to combat with her adopted aunt who, when not tend to thriving vineyard, are mortal resident demons sworn to protect Lila. Okay, and that is it. So that's all the books that's coming out for February. I might definitely miss some. So those, obviously I've got 4 books that I am looking to read, but might have to add some more now because I'll just read some synopsis and they sound good. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time, next video. Bye.